This is going to be a very long series, but I'll make it short in this episode. And it's just random thoughts in my head, random thoughts that is coming into my head. So I'm going to address parents, address husbands, address wives, and address people generally. Many times the concept of parenting is something that a lot of people do not understand. They think with the moment you have a son or you have a daughter, you have automatically become a parent or you have automatically become a parent. So you must understand that giving birth does not make you parent. It just makes you a father and a mother. A father is anyone who donates sperm to fertilize a woman's egg to birth a child. A mother is anyone who donates her egg to be fertilized by somebody's sperm to birth a child. It's as simple as that. But parenting is a whole lot of responsibility and it's going to test your stamina. And a lot of people are giving birth and they don't know the concept of parenting. They were not even ready to assume the role of a parent before giving birth. And then they've destroyed the life of their children by just giving birth to them without understanding the concept. And also we must understand that, especially in this generation, give birth to the number of kids you can raise. Don't make your children begin to see their uncles or their aunties as a wicked man or woman because they didn't give them money when they ask, or because they didn't support their parents when they were raising them. Give birth to the number of children you can raise. And I'll give you an example. Somebody reached out to me. I've lost count of how many number of children she has now. And then myself and my siblings were the one catering to these children, their school fees, sometimes their feeding and all of that. And we've told her several times, sis, go and do family planning. It is free. It's not going to kill you. If you and your husband cannot control your appetite for sex, at least curb it, enjoy sex, but do not give birth again. She wouldn't answer us. She would say that you are stopping God's work. That God, you don't know which of the child is going to be so successful that will take care of you. So we left her alone. So recently, I think she had probably the 10th or the 9th child. I can't remember. And then she wants us to continue sponsoring. So I told myself, I have answered. So she called me, telling me if I see her now, she looks so lean. All of those emotional talk and blackmail and all of that. So I told her, I did not send you. Say, me, that you are calling, that you think I have money. I have just one that I know that I can raise conveniently and comfortably. I didn't attempt another one, at least not yet. So you, that you kept giving birth and say God will take care of them, maybe you should seek God to take care of them. Sometimes when you say this truth to them, they make you feel like you are wicked or you are being hostile to them. But the truth is, you should not give birth expecting somebody else to take care of your children. Because these children, if care is not taken, they may turn out in the future and become destroyer of our world. Because you cannot raise them. So if you can't raise them and you don't have people that can raise them, what do we do? The children did not ask you to bring them to this life to make them suffer. So as parents, you must understand, as father or mother or sperm donor or egg donor, you must understand that giving birth just anyhow because you have brothers or sisters or uncles or aunties somewhere that will take care of them doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And it does not make you a parent. And emotionally blackmailing your siblings for not helping you take care of your own children when they have their own children to take care of does not also make sense. And you must understand as fathers that you need a lot of work. In fact, majority of the work lies in your hand because we live in a world where we see women shoulder more responsibility when it comes to parenting. When I say shoulder more responsibility, I'm not talking about finances right now. I'm talking about full responsibility of parenting. Many fathers think dropping money at home and then giving them school fees is enough. Giving them school fees and dropping money just make you a sponsor. Anybody can pay school fees. Anybody can drop money at home for anybody. But what makes you a parent is your availability as human being for these children. Because these kids are gifts from God. They are actually not yours. They are just being handed over to you to create their path and channel them into the right way on what to become in future. And if you do a terrible job, it's going to show when they are 18. or even earlier these days, because parenting is an 18-year-old course. After 18-year-old, whatever you see is your report card. So you ask yourself, when your children are 18, or when your children are 13, 14, 15, what they are becoming, do you like it? If you do not like it, then ask yourself, what kind of job have I done? Because no matter how much you look at it, no matter how much you see it, highest influencer in a child's life is a real parent. So if you do not influence your child properly, the person who influences the child the most becomes a real parent of the child. And unfortunately, in our generation, social media, musicians, celebrities, people that lack good morals are the real parents of our children. You see our children say they want to be like them. And I tell parents, if at the age of 5 or 6 or 7, your children do not consider you a role model, they rather choose somebody else as a role model, then something is wrong with your parenting skill. Because between ages 0 to ages 9 and 10, the most important person in a child's life is the parent. And you must be their role model. They must want to become like you, behave like you, talk like you. So if somebody else is not having that much influence in their life at that age, then something is wrong with your parenting skill. So as a mother and as a father, parenting doesn't jump at you. You learned it. The way you go to school to learn biochemistry and learn microbiology is the same way you learn parenting. But unfortunately, we started learning parenting from the day we were born. The way our parents are raising us are a form of school on our parenting journey. But we need to be very more intentional about this journey. Learn how to become a parent. Learn how to raise children, especially children of this century. Many of us, we still use the 16th, 15th, 14th, 17th century method to raise a 21st century child, because that was the method our parents used to raise us. If I ask you, who taught you parenting? Many of you will say your parents, because you watch them the way they parented you. So because your mother keeps shouting and shouting, you want to shout at your child. Because your mother flogs you when you were young, you want to flog your child. Because your mother used this method, you want to use the same method to raise your child. And it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. So you need to study the peculiarity of the children you are raising to ask yourself if this method is what is the right method to use. You don't need to have a child to be a parent. There are a lot of people single, not married, don't have children. They are better parents than people with children. So you must understand that parenting is just beyond giving birth. Parenting is a whole lot of work. And also, do not give birth to the number of children you cannot raise by yourself. The number of children you can raise, give birth. If your finances increases or your grace, your resources increases to raise another child, then you can make an attempt to give birth to another one. Don't say you don't want to stop the work of God. If you don't want to stop the work of God, then you need God to give you supply, not human being, to give you supply to raise those children adequately. You must also understand that as a woman, parenting is not just your own responsibility. Sometimes allow these men to be a parent in the life of their children. Some women believe that they know how to parent their children more than their husbands. So they now shield the man away. The man now thinks dropping money is the only thing I can do because they are not allowing me. And fathers must understand that when you stay with your child at home, you are not helping your wife. You are only taking part of your own responsibility of the family, because you are not babysitting anybody. You are not being paid to do it. It is part of your responsibility to stay at home with your child, because you gave birth to those children together. I mean, when my daughter was much younger, in between months 3 to 6, I believe I stay at home more with her than her mother. When the mother will go to work, I'm at home with the girl, taking care of her, having conversation with her, influencing her as much as I can. And we got so close, we got so bonded, because I do not see it as me helping my wife. I see it as me taking a part of my responsibility in this home. So parents, you must understand that it's a lot of work. It's not an easy task, and it's a task that is going to test your sanity and your stamina. So you need to prepare adequately for it before you venture into it. In other series, I'm going to address this extensively. And I'm working on a book called Parenting Inside Out. It's going to be a mind-blowing book that is going to talk about you as a parent, your personality, and how it affects the way you are going to raise your children. So you must understand that parenting is a test of your sanity and stamina. Ask yourself before you go into it, why do I want to do this to myself? Thank you.